stage right now. So this is what a typical village would look like if you stepped back in time to the 1550s. We started with a hunting society with the caribou. We went to a hunting and gathering with that first autumn scene, and now we're in a horticulture society. So we have this garden behind me. It's corn, beans, and squash that the plants that they're growing there. They're called the three sister crops because of how they grow, but also what they do for each other. So we have the corn, which is the big stick, beans are wrapping around it, and the squash on the bottom. And those big leaves of the squash actually provide a lot of shade, so it's a natural de-weeder. Weeds can't grow around the corn here. But corn is actually also very depleting to the soil because it's very dry, so you can't keep growing corn time and time again. So the squash and beans actually put nitrogen back into the ground, which makes it moist and can keep growing. And it kind of looks like a good plot of land right here, but if you look into the backdrop over there, these gardens would be miles long. They wouldn't just be this little plot right here. Because the community could be up to 500 people, and again, they're growing enough food for everybody. Corn is a very important crop because it has to last all year. So you'll notice over here, they've started to put some in a storage pit, because once winter time comes and they can't break into the ground to plant it, they need to have a supply to survive the winter because you get quite cold around here. You'll also notice the young girl out there, her daily chore would be to act as a scarecrow. So in her hand, she has a rock. And she's going to throw it towards the crow. She doesn't want to hit him or kill him. Crows are considered sacred. It's believed that the crows actually brought the first corn up here. But that rabbit right there, unfortunately for him, he's probably going to be someone's dinner later on. But just like everything else that they're hunting, they'll turn his fur into a bag, maybe some shoes, something else they might need. And this tool right here, to give you an idea, is a gardening hoe, but the base of it is actually the shoulder blade of a deer. So that's one way they've already used some pieces of the animal. And over there we also have a gardening hoe, but this time it's made out of a co-house stone. Are there any questions about the garden? Alright, we can head over to the water to look at it a little up close than what was in that case. What?
One, two, three.
Okay, so with the fishing over here, you can see a little bigger than what was in that piece over there. So the fish are they put them one of the main animals in this area at the time that they're hunting. You'll notice that the men have a lot of fish already in the boat with them, and the rest of them have been brought into the boat and cutting them open, placing them over fire, and making that jerky. But while we have the people here hunting, if you look in the sky, we have the birds. Even today, they're going to go over this fish and vegetables. Over in the front, you'll see dogs playing the boat. If you're going to play the parents, the village who wasn't growing up here, they started to start gardening and farming. And then, of course, they turned into a cabin. And if you go up in the tree over there, you see a black bear. And all these animals are reminders of what we're doing.
There's a black bear.
This gentleman here, he's actually the chief of the station of the whole village. He has a hard job, but he has an important job. He can't just make decisions based on what he wants to do. He has to make sure everybody agrees. He's also going to consult the council of elders. They're considered very honorable members of society. They've lived a lot of years. They have a lot of information. If you look at this woman right here, you're going to notice she's put some ash on her face. Her clothes are a little dirty, and she's cut off her hair compared to everybody else's. She's actually recently lost her husband. So what she's doing is mourning his loss.
Oh.
She's kind of at a weak point in her life as well, because as you saw, everyone's helping each other out in the community. But now somebody at home who would help her with the day-to-day activities is gone. So she needs a little help here. She's also an elder, so a lot of people are going to step up and help her out, make sure she doesn't need food, clothing, or shelter. Throughout the year, he'll also get gifts from people for being the leader, and what he does is he stores them. So when something happens like this, he can give it back to the people. There's no currency in the community at this time because everybody's helping each other out. There's no jail either. The worst thing that could happen to you is you'd be banished, and chances are you wouldn't survive on your own. So everyone's following the rules of the land and working together. So if you want to, you can actually go in his home right here, take a look around, see what he would normally have in there, with tools and personal items.
So actually, this is a male-headed society, right?
This one does, but there are women sometimes too.
Sometimes.
The Narragansett tribe in Rhode Island, they have women. 15 minutes, something like that. Anyone wants to photo me? Okay. There are some that have snake.
Ow. Stood up. One more.
So you've left here, I noticed we have a few different types of homes in here. The one that you see in front of you, that's a friend of all of them. They use one sapling to bend them over, and then they use bark and tie them together. The home behind you, that's actually summertime. So it doesn't look like one, so it's made out of cactus. Really nice material because air can get in and move around. It's flat ceiling. Actually, it's actually made of sand, so usually the walkers don't get wet. The outside of the home you walk through, you'll notice it's that harder bark material. That's the winter home. So it's really going to help keep the heat of the fire and people on the inside locked in tight. And these are called wigwams or retreats, depending on where you go. Some people prefer the retreat or the wigwam word. But you can go either way. These are actually more so if you see that fallen tree right there, that's a similar time piece again. So once we walk under it, we're going to go to the early 1600s and keep moving forward in our story. Alrighty.
What do you mean of the tattoo?
It depends on the person. It could symbolize who they are in society. So if it was a chief, maybe he'd have a particular one. So he could have done something in his life to warrant that particular mark there. Or they could be distinguishing the tribe from another one. So if you see a turtle, some people might have the turtle. That means they're the turtle clan. Or some people might have a bear.
Wow. Nobody here. Everybody is like different.
It does have a meaning. So if you look at the gentleman's hair in front of you here, notice how half of it is shaved and half of it is not. That lets us know that that society's pulling his bow and arrow back here. So if he's going to war, he's going to hunt with some animals, when he pulls it back, he doesn't want it to get caught in his hair. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to hurt a lot. So he's actually going to cut it. There's some people who have the opposite side done, and some people might go for the whole hair off. So to get it like that, they're going to use a bone or a stone, or maybe even a shell knife. And they're pretty sharp, so you can't go all the way down. You don't want to cut yourself. So he's probably going to go maybe a couple inches. And then what they're going to do is pluck it out the rest of the way using a clamshell. So it was one way they were able to cut their hair that way. So we are in the early 1600s. You're going to notice that the village that you're looking at here looks a little bit different. This is supposed to be the same one we just walked out of, but the big noticeable difference is the fence or the palisade that went up. We know that contact happened around here. We had two people come over. We have the Dutch and the English. This lets us know that maybe things aren't going as well as either side had hoped for the need for protection. So we can actually go inside and see how life inside the village has changed as well. So right inside the door and to the right.
Cool. This is so cool. God, look at that.
All right. So one of the first signs of the contact is the fence someone up. Now we see another sign of the contact, some trade items that have changed. So before we were looking at stone, bone, and shell tools. Now we have the introduction of metal. We have it in the cooking pots here. The girl in the back has a spoon. That gentleman has metal jewelry, the bracelet and the rings. And this man over here, he has a metal hand drill. And what he's doing is he's making wampum beads. He's going to use the purple of the quahog shell and the white of the whelk shell. And it's going to take him about 3 hours to make one of those beads, and he's going to make yards of it, not just that one bead there. A lot of people might have heard of wampum as Indian money, but that's not true. It was never thought of as money. It was used in peace treaties, in spiritual events, and ceremonies. Even today, there are still tribes who have their creation stories, the rules of their people, written on big belts of wampum. So even today, it's still an important piece to have there. So while we have this good sign of the contact here with the trade, if we look behind us, we're going to see another sign of the bad contact that we had here. So remember, I told you anyone who had the red going through a change in the life. Unfortunately for this man, it's not a good change. He either has passed on or he soon will pass on. At this time, epidemics are wiping through a lot of the tribes around the area. Smallpox, measles, and the common flu. In this area alone, up to 90% of the people were wiped out by these diseases here. It's a big number. Yep. This is when the Europeans came over, so they brought the sicknesses with them. Unfortunately, they didn't have a cure because it wasn't around before here, so they didn't have a way to prevent it or cure it. So the man in the corner, you can kind of see him, he's got the black paint across his eye. He's the medicine man of the powwow. Normally, you would go to him and he would be able to cure you, but in this case, he can really only just ease your pain as best as he can. You're going to also notice it with the snakes tattooed on his chest. Even today, snakes are a sign of medicine. And in his hand, he's got that black bear paw. They were big, strong, powerful animals and were also thought of as a sign of medicine. So you can see how much power he has, but it still, unfortunately, wasn't enough in this case here. Is there any questions about this part? All right. So what you can do is you can walk through that last home there. I'll meet you on the other side, and we're going to keep moving forward in history again. Oh yeah, right? Khaleesi.